What's up, everybody out there? Hope you had a good Friday and having a good Friday night. Some breaking news here. Just happened tonight. The jury came up with a verdict in the decision what to do in Hulk Hogan versus Gawker media. As everybody knows, I'm sure a lot of wrestling fans know, Hogan was suing them for $100 million for damages, and I agree he should have sued them for that much because the guy was Hulk Hogan. They kind of ruined his image and kind of ruined his career. Even though he was hired in 2014 by WWE to come back and he started getting paid again. Anyways, and I think WWE fired Hogan because this trial was starting up against Gawker Media and Hogan's sex tape trial. It was starting up soon. So that's why I think WWE had to let him go. I don't think it was the racist comments. The racist comments that Hogan did 8-9 years ago, they were really wrong. Should have never done them, but he did it. I choose to forgive Hogan. I forgive people a lot in my life. But if you strike out once, I'll forgive you. Strike out twice, I may not forgive you. Strike out a third time, I'm not forgiving your ass. Anyways, but I do forgive Hogan as a long-time Hulk Hogan fan. I grew up idolizing the guy when I was a kid. He got me into pro wrestling. He's the reason I became a wrestling fan, is Hulk Hogan. If I never saw Hulk Hogan when I was a little kid, tiny little 3-year-old kid, if I would have never saw Hulk Hogan, I truly believe I would have never got hooked on wrestling and became a fan. Anyways, so Hogan, what was I talking about? I think WWE had to fire him because they knew the trial was starting up. And will he be back in the WWE? I don't know. Hopefully they give him another chance and hire him again. But I don't have that answer if they will hire him. This is just my feelings, my opinion. I think WWE should forgive Hogan and hire him again. Anyways, Hogan sued them. Took a long time to go to trial. And the trial did not last very long. I was following it. Every single morning I was reading news about the trial and what happened day after day. I think it lasted only 2 or 3 weeks. So it went pretty quick. They came up with a verdict pretty quick, did the jury. Hogan, this came out years ago. The sex tape was leaked. We all know stupid Bubba the Love Sponge. Not a fan of his. Never listened to his show. I think he sucks. Anyways, Bubba the Love Sponge, longtime friend of Hulk Hogan, was supposedly Hogan's best friend for years and years. Hogan explained in court when he was on stand, being questioned, that Bubba was holding his father when his father died. So Hogan thought he was a good friend. Obviously, Bubba was not. Because after the sex tape was filmed without Hogan knowing, Bubba said to somebody, might have said to his wife at the time that Hogan had sex with, Bubba, I think, said to her, "We just hit the jackpot with this tape and we can retire. Because we taped Hulk Hogan having sex with you." So right there, Bubba saying that the guy's a scumbag. The guy's just scum to do that to his friend. And even though his friend was one of the most famous wrestlers of all time, one of the most famous names in entertainment of all time, Hulk Hogan. Everybody knows his name. So Bubba thought, oh great, this is awesome, I got Hogan taped and he doesn't know about it, we can sell it. And he thought he could make millions. So then Bubba, I don't know, he gave it up to somebody, I think on his show, or Bubba or somebody got the tape from Bubba. They gave it to some guy named AJ that worked for Gawker Media. They gave it to him. He looked at it. He explained in court when he was talking about the tape. He explained on video that he looked at the tape and he thought it was very funny and amusing. And he thought, we can put this on our site and we can make a lot of people come to our site. And they can make a lot of money off it. And then we had a specialist in internet websites and whatever, how they make money. He was on the stand and he said that he believed Gawker made $15 million by just people visiting the site and looking at the Hogan sex tape for the short clip that it was on there. This guy was an expert, and he believed that Gawker made $15 million off coming to their website to look at the tape. I believe that could have happened. Gawker probably did make a couple million off of it. I don't know how they make money off people just coming to your site, but they must have. I know they have advertising on sites, but you got to click on that advertising, I believe, to get paid if you have a website. Anyways, Hogan was suing them for $100 million. He said it was an invasion of privacy. I agree it was. And then Gawker disagreed. And Gawker brought up that they said this wasn't an invasion of privacy. Gawker said they were showing the tape. For a short amount of time. They only had a minute, 50-second clip of the tape. But still, freaking 30, 45 seconds could ruin Hogan's career if somebody watched that. If ever a fan of his watched it, they would have probably not wanted to be a Hulk Hogan fan anymore. I choose to never ever watch it, and I never want to see it. I think it was disgusting that the tape was sold, and I think it was disgusting that Gawker put it on their website, and I think it was wrong that, it was wrong that Hogan was even taped having sex with Bubba's wife. That was totally wrong, and stupid Bubba should have never done it. Anyways, Gawker tried saying they had the right to put the tape on their site under the First Amendment or some crap like that, or freedom of media or freedom of speech. I don't know what the hell they were trying to say. Anyways, Gawker said they showed the tape and they had a right to show it for a minute 50 seconds because it was journalism. It was media journalism, or they called it journalism. Really? They think putting a celebrity's, and Hogan is a celebrity because wherever the guy goes, when he leaves his house, people probably bother him for autographs, and wherever he goes, you don't have many paparazzi, I don't think, in Florida, but he lives in Florida. It's where he's lived for years. But wherever he goes, if he goes to Hollywood or LA, TMZ, they stop Hogan at the airport all the time and ask him questions and put him on TMZ. So wherever Hogan goes out of the state of Florida, the guy is bothered like a celebrity. The guy's bothered by the paparazzi. I'm sure a lot of people take pictures of him. A lot of fans ask him for his autograph and to stop to take a selfie with him, stuff like that. So Gawker trying to say the sex tape of Hogan was media that added to their website because they had a right to show the people a celebrity sex tape. That they think Gawker thought they had a right to do that. Well, no, you didn't, you stupid jerk-offs. You do not have a right to invade any celebrity's privacy. You have no right to take a sex tape that was stolen, and Hogan did not want the sex tape on any site. If he knew of it, I'm sure he would have destroyed it. because the guy's in a new marriage now. So if Hogan knew about that sex tape, I'm sure he would have destroyed it before he got with his new wife. And I guess when Hogan married his new wife, he probably thought the sex tape would never come out. But then it did. It came out when he was with TNA Wrestling. Anyways, Hogan has a right, celebrity or not, he had a right to have privacy and not have this tape be released by anybody. But again, he had a scumbag for a friend named Bubba the Love Sponge. That guy is a scumbag. So this, and then, as I said, it wasn't journalism. It was just trying, in my opinion, to damage and ruin Hulk Hogan's career, because the people that ran Gawker and owned the website, they're both scumbags. The guy named AJ that got the tape, he's a scumbag, because I heard him being interviewed and he said some awful stupid shit. And then the guy that owns Gawker, that ran the website, he believes nothing is off limits to put on his website. Well, he obviously changed his fucking mind before this trial started, because Gawker, their website is totally changed. They changed their entire website totally. From, like, exposing celebrities before, reporting on gossip, trying to ruin celebrities' lives, basically, by reporting, making up fake shit on them, probably, like a lot of the tabloids do. Anyways, Gawker before ran a scumbag of a website. Just a website that was run by scumbags. If you ever went to it, I never did. I had no need to go to Gawker. Anyways, the guy that owned it now, Gawker, go to Gawker right now. Their entire site has political videos on the entire site, talking about the political race for 2016 and all the political candidates. That's all Gawker does now, is their entire news, their entire website, their entire news feed is political news. That's all they do now. And I'm glad that's all they do, because they're probably fucking scared to run any other celebrity stuff, because they're being sued by Hogan for $100 million. So now they're a political website. So I'm glad, I'm very, very, very happy Hogan won versus them, and I hope it ruins Gawker, and I hope they go out of business. And I hope they have to close their fucking website, even though they're a political site and all they have is political news now. I still hope Gawker, I hope they have to give up all their money they got, and I hope they go under, because what they did was totally wrong. If they would have done this to any other celebrity, and another celebrity would have sued them, I would have been on the celebrity side. A lot of celebrities I'm not a fan of, but if it would have been Miley Cyrus that was put in a sex tape for 1:50, I would have been on her side. If she didn't want the tape seen or shown and didn't know she was being recorded, I would have been on her side. Hogan's lawyers in court told the judge, read to the judge, that this guy AJ, that I guess he got the tape and put it on Gawker. He worked for Gawker. This guy AJ, Hogan's lawyers were reading a statement from a young woman that said she was taped without her consent. She didn't know she's being taped, and she's filmed having sex, and that it ruined her life. I think the woman was 19 or 20 years old. And Hogan's lawyer said the woman begged and pleaded with Gawker and begged with this guy AJ, please do not put the tape up on Gawker. Well, the guy AJ didn't care. He thought it was funny, and he put the tape up anyway, even though this young woman begged him and pleaded him not to. He still did. Like a fucking scumbag. I'd like to punch that fucking AJ right in his face. And the other guy that owns Gawker, I forgot his name, but I'd like to punch him and right in his fucking face too. Anyways, I'm very happy Hogan won. He deserved to win. No doubt about it. He deserved to win. I do believe it ruined his life for a lot of years. I don't know if Hogan is still upset about it. I don't know if his marriage is in trouble. Hogan said on stand that his marriage right now to his new wife he married a couple years ago, his marriage right now is not well. So I feel sorry for Hogan if his marriage doesn't work out because of Gawker doing this. And yes, people I'm sure have said and people think that Hogan was in the wrong for sleeping with Bubba's wife. Well, according to Hogan, Linda, his ex-wife Linda, left him. Hogan was in a major depression. Felt like he lost everything in his life. He was probably at the bottom, at the worst time ever in his life, if Linda left him. And I believe Hogan, not his ex-wife Linda. She got enough crap after the divorce. She got a giant mansion, a lot of cars, a lot of expensive cars, and she probably got 2 houses, 2 giant mansions, and a lot of cars. I believe she got to keep all the pets, all the dogs. She got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff for Hogan, out of Hogan. And she never, ever, ever took a bump in the ring. So she got way more than she deserved. Did Linda Hogan. She got way more than she deserved. And then she goes on Inside Edition last week. And she says, Hogan doesn't deserve a dime from Gawker. He's ruined my family's life. He's ruined our lives. Whatever, honey. Just shut the fuck up, Linda Hogan, and go away. Nobody ever wants to hear from you again. So, this guy AJ was questioning a video. Works for Gawker. He said, nobody is off limits being filmed being filmed having sex. Nobody's off limits, basically. And then the guy asked him, what is the cutoff age for a video that you would post on your site? Or what's over the limit and unacceptable? And then this guy AJ says, well, it would only be off limits if they are 4 years old. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? So he would post a video of a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old. That guy, I don't know his last name, but that guy AJ is scum. That fucker is scum. To say he would not post a video of a 4-year-old. Well, what about a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old and a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old? He would post videos of them. He probably does at his fucking home. The guy's probably a fucking pedophile. He's scum. And Gawker ran their site like a bunch of scumbags before they changed the political site. So that really hurt Gawker when that stupid fuck AJ said, I mean, that really hurt them, in my opinion, in the case when that guy AJ said they'd post a video of anything and anybody unless they are 4 years old. That was just ridiculous and disgusting. So, again, Hogan was suing because it was an invasion of privacy, and it was. And Gawker tried to argue that it was that the world needed to see Hogan privately having sex. Gawker thought they were in the right for showing it on their site for 1:50 seconds. They were not in the right. They are scum. And I'm sure they made money off showing it somehow. So the jury deliberated, I think that's the word, deliberated for, I think, 6 hours, I read. They talked for 6 hours on the case, and they agreed that Hogan should win. Hogan won the case, and they awarded Hogan $115 million. Hogan was suing for only $100 million. Well, the jurors put it up. They put the price up. That's pretty crazy. They put the price up to $115 million. So Gawker must pay Hogan $115 million. Very happy Gawker lost. They deserved to lose. If they would have won, somebody in the fucking jury had to be high as fuck. If they would have voted for Gawker to win, or Gawker should win, they would have been high as hell. And they shouldn't have been a juror. Very happy Hogan won, because I am a Hogan fan. Even if I wasn't a Hogan fan, it's still wrong what they did, posting the sex tape when he didn't even know he was being recorded. And he didn't know that his friend that recorded it, Bubba, he didn't know the guy was going to sell it and give it away. So Hogan's awarded $115 million. My final thought. That's my final thought. Very happy Hogan won. He deserved to win. And Gawker's going to try to, I don't know what the word is. Gawker doesn't agree with the verdict. So I think they're going to appeal. Hopefully they don't get jack shit out of appealing. Hopefully they have to pay $115 million to Hogan. A lot of people are comparing on Twitter. People are comparing what Erin Andrews got for her case. She only got $55 million. But after paying all her lawyers and court fees, Erin Andrews will not be getting $55 million. People are freaking out when they heard Erin Andrews got $55 million. That people were saying, "Oh, I would pose naked for $55 million." She didn't pose naked. Erin Andrews didn't ask to be naked and get filmed. Erin Andrews did not ask for that. She didn't want to do it. It was a fucking pervert that was recording her secretly in her hotel room. So, all you people saying Erin Andrews should get over it and just that everybody would else decided they would get naked if they got $55 million in a hotel room. Well, Erin Andrews did not ask, did not want to, or ask to get naked and be filmed. She didn't ask for that. And she deserved the $55 million. She probably deserved more. But after all the court fees and lawyer fees, she'll probably only get 20-something million. And Hogan, I don't know if he'll get $115 million. It might be a little bit lower. Maybe he'll get $80 million. I don't know what he'll get. Whatever he gets, he deserves it. Because, in my opinion, it did ruin his image of being Hulk Hogan. When the guy walks out of his house, if he goes to have breakfast at a restaurant, if he goes out for dinner, goes out for lunch, wherever Hogan goes, if he goes out to a gym, wherever he goes, I'm sure he's hounded and bothered and asked to take pictures and sign autographs. Still, I'm sure he is still bothered because he's Hulk Hogan. And when you see Hogan, if you ever saw him in person, I'm sure you would recognize him, because nobody else looks like him. Anyways, final thought, Hogan deserved to win. Bottom line, he deserved to win. If you don't think he did, you're an idiot. And if you're angry Hogan won, well, you must just hate Hulk Hogan. And F you then, because you're an idiot. Hogan deserved, when he's not Hulk Hogan, when he goes in his house, and when he's in his house, whoever he's having sex with, he deserves privacy. Whoever he decides to have sex with in a bedroom, in his friend's house, in his son's house, I don't care where it is. Wherever Hogan decides to have sex, he should not have to worry about being secretly recorded so that somebody can sell the tape and make money off it. Happy for Hogan. Very happy for him that he won. He deserved to win, and I do hope WWE brings Hogan back and forgives him for his racist comments. I forgive him. But then again, I forgive a lot of people. I'm a forgiving person. Hope you enjoyed this video on Hogan versus Gawker, defeating them for $115 million. Follow me on Twitter if you would like, at TNA WWE Guy and at NXT WWE Guy. Fuck you, Gawker. I hope you go out of business. You are fucking scum.